Hello, horizontal lovers. I've done my hair. As I'm in the jungle, it will last for approximately 5 minutes, so please enjoy it and admire it as I will be doing before I set out under a poncho on my motorbike to attend my third cacao manifestation ceremony. Yesterday I went to a very, very small, myself, one witness slash facilitator, and the people who are getting engagement ceremony. I was there as a favor to photograph because they couldn't find any Indonesian photographers as they were all celebrating Kuningan Day, and it's one of their special holidays, and nobody was available to do this engagement ceremony. It was very important to them. They love numbers. It was very important to them to do it on this leap day, February 29th, not March 29th, February 29th, right, which only comes once every 4 years. And they got what they wanted. I was struck by the fact that they completely made up everything. They didn't know anything about what they were going to be doing. They just set up the elements. They had a couple of flower mandalas. They had 2 watches, which I think they used instead of rings, one white one black one. They had a flower crown for her. They were dressed in white sarongs, both of them. And they entirely fabricated an engagement ritual based on how they were feeling in the moment. And it was awkward, and not smooth and beautiful, because it didn't need to be studied. It didn't need to be what legions of people have done before them. It was their ritual. It was to be done in their way. And this is something I'm really wanting to cultivate. I was incredibly struck. A little bit after I moved into Hacienda Villa, Kenneth Play, our community manager and co-founder of Hacienda, of the Villa, he did a conscious uncoupling ceremony. And I know that a lot of people have made fun of that term because Gwyneth Paltrow used it, and I think that's really unfortunate, because what a beautiful thing to be alert and attentive and caring about your uncoupling, as alert and attentive and caring as you were about your coupling. People put so much energy, so much attention into a marriage ceremony, into starting a relationship. I think it would be beautiful if we put attention and care and love into the end of a relationship. Obviously not all of them. If they ended in abuse, if they were detrimental to one's spirit, to one's body, then of course don't honor it. But many of our relationships were simply with people at the wrong moment in their lives, or maybe we don't even say it's at the wrong moment. Maybe we say that it was a misalignment of humans, or we grew in different directions such that we can no longer walk this path together in service of our self-actualization. And if that's the case, then why wouldn't we create a ritual in which we honor it? And so what they did was, because their community was the sex party community of Hacienda, and that is where their relationship grew and flourished and was witnessed, they drew those people back together for a party, for this ceremony. They had a friend of theirs who had been a partner of theirs, a romantic partner of theirs, essentially officiate. She said a few words, and they each spoke about what they valued about the other person, what their relationship had done for them, how they'd grown in the time that they were together, and then their hopes for that person. Their hopes for that person to be happy, to be well, to be expressed. And I thought it was so miraculous and so moving. And I didn't know either of them very well at that point, but I wept. I wept in the witnessing of such care at the close, at the end of a relationship. Because it was valuable. It was valuable to both of them, and they honored that value. And one of the things I think is really unfortunate is the fact that we're using time as the only arbiter, the only measure by which we can have a successful relationship. A relationship is successful if it ends in someone's death. Why is that the case? That can't be the case, right? I want to have other metrics, and I'll talk about that at another time, but other metrics to determine whether a relationship felt successful for us. And moving on sometimes is the greatest success, deciding that it is now time. We have walked together for as long as it is right for us, as long as it feels right for both of us to walk together. And one person can end it, whereas it takes two people to begin, or however many people are involved in the relationship to begin it. But it only takes one person to end it. However, it would be a great process to develop our own rituals around separating, our own rituals around meditating, our own rituals around self-pleasuring, our own rituals around checking in our relationships. That's what I want for myself. That's what I am creating. I pull pieces of what I have seen, what I have read, what I have heard other people talk about in their lives, and then I check in with myself and my body, my mind, and the esoteric things, and see, does it work for me? Is that how I want to do it? What if I do it this way? What if I do it that way? For instance, the way that I meditate is I sit and I lean my back against a wall and I pack underneath my breasts and my abdomen with a pillow. And I just secure that pillow with my arms, and then I feel so enveloped that it feels good to close my eyes and meditate. And maybe that's about safety, but it doesn't really matter what it's about. It matters that it feels right to me. It matters that it is the way for me to meditate. I also let my mind roam freely. I allow it to move and to be untethered. I don't try to focus it on one point because that feels like a very dogmatic and strict way of meditating, and what I need is less dogmatism and less strictness inside my own self. So may you develop your own rituals. May we be guided and feel like our hand is held on the way to determining what those rituals are. May we celebrate and honor and do things with great intention and care. I love you. Thank you for watching. This is day 17 of my 28-day video challenge. I'll be on Get Vocal on Wednesday night doing a live video show, which I hope you'll join me for. It's at a new time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. The topic is As Yet to Be Inspired. I'll see you then. Oh, maybe I'll see you tomorrow.